Welcome to Sports Jam. I'm Jay Wilcox.
And I'm John Jacobson. This week on the show, we'll meet a Maple Grove girls basketball star who's lighting it up on the scoreboard. That's in our Sports Jam spotlight. And we'll talk gymnastics with the Wayzata Trojans. And we'll get started with a milestone win for a local basketball coach. Ken Novak Jr. played his high school basketball for Hopkins Lindbergh, and after a short head coaching stint at Blaine, has built an impressive resume at Hopkins. Novak aiming for career win number 700 Saturday against St. Paul Central in the East Metro Showcase. Jake Wright to Amir Coffey to Nick Johnson for the three. Hopkins takes an early lead. Felix Taylor drives when the defender gambles and misses and leaves Rayon Williams with an open baseline jumper for Central. On the fast break, Melvin Martin gets it ahead to Stephen Sharp. The wide open layup. Hopkins leads 19-12. Sharp scores 11 points. The Royals running again, and Wright lets it fly on his rainbow three-pointer, part of a 19-point game for him. Hopkins leads 44-31 at halftime. Second half, and Wright drives down the baseline and gets it to Coffey, who gets the defenders up. He scores and draws the foul. He gets 9 in the game. The Royals lead by 17. Jamal Davis swoops in to score on the layup as Hopkins wins 82-66, making Ken Novak Jr. the fourth coach in Minnesota to win 700 games.
You know, it's really a number more than anything. I mean, honestly, it meant literally nothing. I mean, it's a nice win. I want to get this one. We need to get better. So, but it's just a number. You know, I suppose it means we've had a lot of good kids. We really have. A lot of kids that work really hard. You know, you hate to be cliche about it, but you know, this is a kid's game. It is all the time, and that's what it should be.
And Jay Kenny picked up win 701 on Monday as Hopkins edged Blake.
And always typical of Kenny, the answer that he gave to that question, I think. He's more interested in, are we doing things right? Are we playing the right way? And you know, the wins will take care of themselves. But if he's not impressed by it, I'm going to say I am. And he's potentially still got a lot more wins to go. If he wants to keep on coaching at Hopkins.
Joins Bob McDonald, Bob Brink, and Ziggy Calls, the other coaches with over 700 career wins.
And legendary names, and now he is one of them. Mm-hmm. And while their girls team garners most of the headlines, the boys basketball team at Providence Academy is also having a strong season. But you wouldn't know it looking at Friday's game. The Blake Bears were more than ready for Providence. John Vale gives it up for Blake and then gets it back for a three from the wing. It's a sign of things to come in this one. Vale leads the Bears' balanced attack with 14. John Curran drives and dishes it to Blaine Crawford for two inside as Blake jumps out to a quick 8-1 lead on the Lions. Vale is open for a three-pointer, and he makes Providence pay. That hoop gives the Bears a 30-7 lead. It's 33-7 Blake at halftime. Second half, and the Bears in transition get it ahead to Kibu Johnson. He pops the pull-up jumper on his way to an 8-point night. Jackson Canfield with a nice crossover and reverse layup coming up here for Providence. The second half is even, but the slow first half dooms Providence as they fall 53-28.
The Minnesota Christian Athletic Association features two of the best Class A boys basketball teams in the state this season. Last week, top-ranked Maranatha hosted number 3 Heritage in a battle of local teams. A big crowd on hand at Maranatha for the first of 2 regular season meetings between these teams. And this game lives up to its hype early. Zach Weld with a 3 from the corner, and the Eagles are up 12-9. Textbook fast break here for MCA. Isaiah Hansen, the outlet to Garrison Gard, and it's Grantham Gard who finishes on the layup, 21-18 Mustangs. And they start to get into a zone offensively. Hansen starts to drive, and it's Grantham Gard hitting the 3. Maranatha leads by 8. The Mustangs push the lead to double digits before halftime. Garrison Gard with a three-pointer. Maranatha's up 41-29 at halftime. Early second half, Spencer Bland with a nice drop step on the block for 2 points to bring the Eagles back to within 5 points. But MCA begins to pull away. Grantham Gard to Isaiah Hansen for the hoop. Mustangs lead at 54-42. And it's Garrison Gard feeding Hansen for 2 more. He scores 19 points in the night. Number 1 Maranatha takes a big win, 78-54.
The Osseo girls basketball team had a tough stretch in late December and early January, losing 4 in a row. The Orioles bounced back with their biggest win of the season over Centennial and looked to keep the momentum going when they hosted Coon Rapids. The Cardinals race out to an early lead, though. Rachel Surratt passes to Raquel Hawkins, who scores on an uncontested layup, and it's 7-1 Coon Rapids. Osseo goes on a little run of its own. A missed jump shot from the right side. Courtney Calkins rebounds and kicks it out to Ariana Jones, who knocks down a long two, and the Orioles go up 14-11. Coon Rapids, though, rallies back. A nice lob from Mackenzie Balego to Courtney Pasowitz, who scores, and the Cardinals go up by 3. Late in the first half, Janae Morton into the lane for a tough shot and a foul. And this game is tied 28-all at halftime. Second half, and Osseo goes on a little bit of a run. Annie Shobin with the assist on the Morton jumper, and the Orioles are up by 7 at 35-28. Coon Rapids doesn't go away, though. Hawkins to Surratt, back to Hawkins for the layup. This one ties the game at 45-all. Here's a big play of the game, though. Coon Rapids inbounding, leading by a point. Morton gets the steal and hoop to put the Orioles ahead for good. Osseo, playing without Phyllis Webb, pulls out a 61-54 win.
Armstrong's girls basketball team had just one win in early December. Coming into Friday night, the Falcons look to change that as they played host to Anoka. Early first half, and the Falcons, Lyric Williams with a nice pass ahead to Emily Jacobson for the layup and a 1-point Armstrong lead. A Falcons turnover leads to a fast break for the Tornadoes. Claire Lundberg with the steal and the layup, tying the game at 11. Hannah Sasek drives from the perimeter and finishes nicely at the hoop to score 2 of her 9 points. Falcons trail at halftime 26-23. Second half, and it's Williams with another assist to Bridget Donovan for the fast break layup. That ties the game at 32-all. The skip pass across to Samantha Zabracki for the 3. The senior leads the Falcons with 14. But even with the giant faces of the Armstrong coaching staff looking on, the Falcons come up short this night. Abby Torgerson hits back-to-back three-pointers for Anoka. The Tornadoes sweep the season series from Armstrong 49-43.
Now to boys swimming, where a number of local teams competed in true team section meets on Saturday. Section 5AA includes a number of area teams. Wayzata wins it with Moundsview second. Osseo places third with Armstrong, Cooper, and Park Center in the 5, 6, 7 slots. In Section 8AA, Maple Grove takes the top spot, 50 points ahead of St. Michael Albertville. In Section 7AA, Champlain Park is fifth, with Anoka taking the team title there. And congratulations to the local winners.
And True Team State meet coming up. Next up on Sports Jam, it's a matchup of Class A boys hockey powers, plus gymnastics and more. Welcome back to Sports Jam. Time to talk hockey and a Class A power.
That's right, John. Breck and St. Thomas Academy have combined to win 7 of the past 9 Class A championships, including the last 5, and they're as good as ever this season. The Cadets, 2-time defending state champs. First period in the Cadets, Tony Bretzman with the shot. Mustangs goalie Henry Johnson thinks he has it stopped, but it's in the back of the net. 1-0 Cadets on Hockey Day, Minnesota. Second period in the Mustangs on the power play. The shot from inside the right point comes to number 42, Michael Orkey, who scores, tying the game at 1 apiece. Third period, a nice passing between Henry Hart and Denny Wyrock. But this shot will go off the pipe for the Cadets, and it remains a 1-1 game. Sophomore Tommy Novak with the rush up the left side for St. Thomas. A good move inside the defenseman. He shoots and scores. That's the game winner as St. Thomas Academy ends Breck's 7-game winning streak 2-1.
The same day that it was announced that 13 Maple Grove boys hockey players were suspended for an off-ice incident in December, the program still had a field a varsity team for the Crimson's game at 9th-ranked Blaine. 15 Maple Grove junior varsity players called up for the game, and Blaine would grab a 2-0 lead in the first, but the Crimson play a hard-fought second. Brad Levesque setting up Dane Abernathy in front for the shot and goal. Maple Grove is on the board, and it's a 2-1 game. At the other end, John Danielson plays a great game in net, makes a huge save here to keep it a 1-goal game. But early in the third period, Tyler Klein knocks in the rebound, and it's 3-1 Bengals. Maple Grove responds again. Sam Valerius the shot, the puck is loose, and Eric Cohn tucks in the rebound to make it 3-2. Blaine answers, though, with 2 quick goals. Joey Lau the shot, and Dallas Gerards gets the tip in as the Mangos go on to win 5-2.
Wins have been hard to come by for the Cooper and Armstrong boys hockey teams this winter. They met up in their annual Robbinsdale District Showdown on Saturday. Cooper with 3 wins coming in despite having just 2 wins. Armstrong the heavy favorite in this one. Ben Hansen starts the scoring for Armstrong as he comes behind the net and tucks the wraparound in for a 1-0 Falcons lead. Just over a minute later, Brady Johnson brings the puck into the circle and snaps the shot home. Armstrong dominates this one all night long. Tommy Wood's pass is tipped, but he follows up to blast the shot in from the slot, and it's 4-0 after the power play goal. Wood's second in a row on the way to 4 for the night. Armstrong leads 4-1 after 1. In the second, Shea Borer's shot is stopped, but defenseman Chris Haugen buries the rebound to make it 5-1 Falcons. And Corey Gilbert gives it to Borer, who makes a nice move up the middle before sliding it back to Gilbert for the goal. This one's all Armstrong as they beat Cooper 13-1.
We're rivals, but we're all friends. We came out, we did what we needed to do, and we had to bury them away.
It was a lot of fun. This was a good win for us. Hopefully we can take some momentum from this game and build on it for the rest of the season.
Also in boys hockey, Osseo hosted Andover. The Orioles' Mason Hoddle flipping it into the Husky zone and somehow gets past the Andover goalie and in. 1-0 Orioles in the first period. Nice passing for Andover, and it ends in a goal. Nick Manny to Christian Mose for the quick one-timer. 1-1 after 1. A minute and a half into the second period, Josh Stromberg passes to Hoddle, and that's his second goal of the night, and it's 2-1 Osseo. Just over 2 minutes later, they strike again. Austin Ledeen with a blast. Tyler Stroh the assist on that one. 3-1 Orioles on Ledeen's first goal of the season. Alex Otto makes some big stops in net, including this one on Mose. But Andover rallies in the third period. Tyler Vold with a strong rush into the Orioles zone, and he scores, tying the game at 3. That's the way it ends, 3-3.
In girls hockey, Armstrong Cooper has been quite a success story in the Northwest Suburban. They enter the week in second place in the league. Youth Hockey Day Saturday as Armstrong Cooper plays host to Coon Rapids. It's a good first period for the visitors. Jane Hanula leading the rush, and she slips it to Brittany Del Castillo, who sneaks the shot home. It's 2-0 Cardinals after 1. Armstrong Cooper, though, follows the scoring touch exhibited by the little girls in the first intermission, and they get it going in the second. Marissa Odell's wraparound try is stopped, so she goes back the other way and feeds Emma Terrace for the goal. Armstrong Cooper is quickly within 1 at 2-1. After tying it, they score on a power play as Alyssa Burks wrister from the point finds the net. Armstrong Cooper leads it 4-2 after a big second period. Odell sets up Holly Enderly for the nice deflection goal on the rush in the third. It's the third of the day for Enderly. As the hats come out, Armstrong Cooper rallies for a 5-2 win.
There are just a couple of weeks left in the regular season for girls gymnastics teams before they get ready for section competition. Maple Grove hosted Park Center in a Northwest Suburban Conference meet. This is Maple Grove's 7th grader, Hannah Cry. She lands a score of 8.525 on the vault, the high score for either team in the event. On the uneven bars, Maple Grove's Rachel Bailey puts together a solid routine. She wins with a score of 8.225. Maple Grove is also the all-around champion for the meet. Park Center's Caitlin Sturdy takes first place on the balance beam. She lands a season best score of 8.75 and finishes as the top Park Center all-arounder. Coach Shannon Hoover's team wins. The floor exercise winner is Maple Grove's Ruth Nygaard. She scores an 8.75. Maple Grove wins the meet 132.95 to 117.625 for Park Center. Both marks are high scores for the teams this season. And we will be hearing from the top local gymnastics team so far this season, Wayzata, in just a bit.
And coming up in our Sports Jam Spotlight, Jason Melillo has the story of a Maple Grove girls basketball standout who is on a good roll. To say Angie Davison grew up in a basketball family would be an understatement, but the results speak loud and clear. The Maple Grove senior is a big reason the Crimson are in the thick of the Northwest Suburban Conference race. Jason Melillo profiles Angie in this week's Spotlight story.
Maple Grove senior Angie Davison has helped the Crimson hit its stride in the new year.
When Angie gets in a zone, it's just so much fun because the ball doesn't even touch the rim. I mean, she can hit it from anywhere. She crosses half court and she feels like she's in range, which is fun. When she gets that look in her eye, it's really, really fun.
Davison is averaging nearly 15 points a game, and her team is riding a 6-game win streak. Earlier this month, Davison poured in a career-high 32 points in a win over rival Osseo.
I've been playing with her since 4th grade, so it's watching her, the player that she's become, it's so fun. I'm so lucky to be on the court with her.
Lately we've gotten all of our shooting percentages up, which is good to see. Just keep staying connected and supporting each other. Like, we've supported each other through the whole year. I think this is the closest our team has ever been.
It's no mistake Davison is so good on the hardwood because basketball is a big part of her family life. Davison's mother Corey and father Jim were her first coaches. Corey coached Angie on AAU teams throughout her youth, and Angie and her older sister Stephanie played together on the Maple Grove varsity.
Well, we played against each other all the time, and we were always kind of compared to each other, so if she did really good, like, I want to do really good too, or like who could win in horse or 1-1, and yeah, she pushed me and made sure, like, she's more of the work ethic type of person. Like, she'll go every single day, and she made sure I went with her, so I owe a lot to her on how good I've become.
Growing up in a family of coaches, Angie says she might see herself as a coach and teacher in the future. In the present, though, Angie is giving back by refereeing youth basketball games. Actually, she's more like part ref, part coach.
At the 3rd and 4th grade level, it's kind of like coaching because you have to stop and explain to them why they can't get up off the ground and run down the floor without dribbling. So, yeah, I think I can see it.
Off the court, Angie is a part of the Maple Grove Link Crew. The program links upperclassmen with sophomores to help with the transition to high school.
It's nice to know older kids, so that's why, like, being in Link Crew, I can, like, give back and, like, give to the sophomores what I had, like the leadership that they saw and everything. So, I don't know, that's why I wanted to be in it.
Angie Davison was certainly never wanting for basketball knowledge at home, and she gives a lot of the credit for her development to older sister Stephanie. And Angie enjoyed playing with Stephanie so much, she'll do it again. This fall, Angie will join her sister at the University of Northern Iowa, where Stephanie is currently a redshirt freshman.
It was basically a dream come true because I didn't think I was going to play with her again after high school was over, but to hear that she decided to come here was awesome, and I can't wait to play with her again.
It was so much fun playing with her here, and we get along so well, and I don't know, I missed her when she left, and I wanted to, like, go play with her again.
Angie and Stephanie also have a younger brother, Bradley, who is in 8th grade and a pretty good basketball player himself. Bradley is coached by, of course, his father, Jim. John talks gymnastics with the Wayzata Trojans when Sports Jam returns.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Wayzata girls gymnastics team has a chance to wrap up the Lake Conference Championship this Thursday when they host Hopkins, and they join us on this week's show. Head coach Carly Jackson along with Hannah Roth and McKaylee Dando. And Hannah, talk about the season so far and how you've done to this point. Are you happy with the way this team has performed?
Yeah, I'm happy with the depth on our team that we have had this year, and just getting to know the younger girls is really fun, and also we have great captains this year.
You've been pretty consistent in your team scores. You're in the upper 130s, low 140s. Are you happy with that, being able to be consistent and scoring very well?
Yeah, we have actually had some of our higher scores this season, which is really impressive for the Wayzata Gymnastics, so we're proud for that.
You talked about the younger gymnasts. How much has that helped in your team depth and being able to achieve those scores this season?
Well, we have lots of a few sophomores and freshmen, which have came from club, so they can provide us with a lot of great scores, and then also just the younger girls are really encouragement.
And good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And McKaylee, we got the meet coming up Thursday night against Hopkins, conference championship. Have you guys talked about that? Is that a big goal to win the conference championship?
Yeah, it was a really big goal. We really wanted to beat Eden Prairie and Minnetonka to win the conference.
What have you guys done well, or what event have you done best in, do you think, as a team?
We've actually done really well improving our bar scores, especially from last year. We've gotten a lot more skills and a lot of new stuff, and they've gotten up a lot.
You've got this meet coming up Thursday against Hopkins, but then you're off a couple of weeks until you get back into competition. Does that help getting practice time in the gym before you get ready for the section meet?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot because then we get to, do routines, and if we have new skills or new connections we're going to put in, we get to put those in and then practice it a lot, and that's really helpful.
Kaylee, good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right. And Coach Jackson, tell me about this year's team. You were with the program as an assistant coach last year. Did you have confidence this could be a very good team coming into this year?
I did. With the new depth that was coming in, and I was liking the girls that came in, and, the skills that we have is much more difficult than what we had last season.
You can never predict how your team's health is going to be. How have you been that way as far as injuries this season?
Unfortunately, we had an injury on Tuesday. So that was Brenna Rug. She broke her ankle, so it's a little tough.
Are you at a point in the season where the girls are still able to add more tricks and add more difficulty and able to get that score up a little more over 141?
There are a couple skills that we want to put in, but anything above and beyond, now is not the time to do it. It's too close to the end of season. We're putting in skills that, they have, but just haven't competed yet. So within, I'd say, about 2 weeks, probably by the Minnetonka invite, we should have our new skills in our routines.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And Wayzata Gymnastics, again, they will close out the regular season this Thursday. They will host Hopkins Thursday night, a meet you'll be able to see later this week here on Channel 12. We will take a break and wrap up the show right after this timeout.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life. This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
Our game of the week is a great boys hockey matchup as top-ranked Wayzata hosts #2 Edina at Plymouth Ice Center. You can watch the game live Saturday night on the web at www.12sports.tv/live. And you can watch the game next Monday night here on Channel 12. And part of a tough week for Wayzata. They got Minnetonka Thursday and then Edina on Saturday.
Great way to get tested, though, against those two teams.
That's what the Lake Conference is all about, and that's what they expect. Well, we'll be back to our regular schedule next week. We'll see you again starting Monday here for Sports Jam. See you then.
Follow 12 Sports replays and live events on Twitter, Facebook, and live stream. Watch your favorite high school athletes performing live on your computer or mobile device. Link to us on 12.tv.